You guys allowed a Haitian preacher to give the homily, so I can say as much as I want. December 1983, I like to imagine it as a snowy day, and I came barreling into this world, the perfect child. The doctor smacked me on the bottom, and I smiled and handed him a cigar. I don't know how true that is, but it's the story that I'm gonna stick to. Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler, Every Breath You Take by The Police, Billie Jean by Michael Jackson were at the top of the charts, and I was the firstborn son of Isidore Mortimer Reynolds. And when your name is Isidore Mortimer, you don't use that name. He went by Tom. I imagine after our great-grandfather, Tom, which became then my name. I had rather good grandparents, great-grandparents, uncles, aunts that stood by me, kept an eye on me, and there were model trains, musical instruments, Lincoln Logs, and Legos. But then, somewhere around the late summer of 1995, my reign as the only child was to end. I really enjoyed Boy Scouts at the time, so I was really excited to have a brother. We had pranks that we took on the new Scouts where we would tell them that they had to catch these little birds that only came out at night. So it's like these kids' first time camping. And at night, we'd gather them all up. We'd have them in the cabin so the lights were bright, and then we'd rush them outside so their eyes didn't adjust. And the older Scouts would take their flashlights and squeak the back where the battery was and tell them that was the sound of the birds, gave them a pillowcase, and told them they had to catch it. These were the pranks I was looking forward to playing with my brother and continue on. And then on Tuesday, February 20th, 1996, about the time when my gym teacher decided the Macarena was an important dance we had to learn in gym, a huge disappointment, it was a girl. That afternoon, I put on my blue scrubs, was brought to the hospital, and met Makayla. And it was over. I was in love. When she started to speak, a great heritage of Toms and Tommy was too difficult for her to say, so she called me Gabi, which then became our Uncle Richard's name for me for the rest of his life. And Makayla was my little monkey. She would climb all over me, ride me across the living room like a horse, and I didn't care. I was happy. We watched Barney for hours, on end, over and over and over again. I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. Almost 30 years later, and that song is still stuck in my head. Every night, we would read Dr. Seuss books. Green Eggs and Ham was one of your favorites. It probably had something to do with the many voices I used, and it's, again, another one that is ingrained in my head. Sam I am, that Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Oh, but do you like Green Eggs and Ham? I would head to my room and probably play a bit of Sonic the Hedgehog, some music on my stereo boombox that ran on 8D batteries, had 3 seconds of anti-skip. It was awesome. Pass out and then do it all over again. Being 12 years apart, I was in my 20s when she entered her teen years. I don't think I ever told her this story, but this is a fun one. Makayla put up a Facebook status, and I'm gonna tell this story in the way in which I experienced it 12 years older than her, unaware of what she's going through socially, what is cool for young teens at the time. She put up, I love, and again, this is the way I experienced it, I love Justin Bieber, which I might have had too many drinks that night and had no clue who he was. And I was like, who the F is this Justin Bieber kid? I was with my friends Gina and Jamie, and they knew exactly who he was and decided to let me continue with this tirade. And they were like, oh, well, you should probably find out who this Justin Bieber is and talk to your sister about this. Come to find out, it's a Canadian singer who got famous on YouTube and that, is now an amazing artist, if you think so. The last 8 years in particular, I've been excited to watch you grow as a woman. From almost making the grave mistake of going to Princeton while telling me you wanted to be in a city, to breaking barriers and succeeding in all the challenges you take on in your life. And even on your worst days, finding a way to be your authentic self. I'm sure our father would be proud. Joey, I guess you're just gonna have to be the brother I did not get on February 20th. Or maybe they just misplaced you. We could have had a lot of fun at Boy Scout camp, pranking younger scouts, building some unsafe fires, getting Dawn lost trying to find the camp. I think it was one of our first holidays at our grandmother's when somebody brought up you dating. And I said, I don't really care to meet all your boyfriends. Just bring the one that seems like it might be something. I don't want to learn the names. I don't want to have them in the background of photos. Just bring the one that's going to matter. And Joey showed up as your friend. And again, that was just, that type of fling was just not something my sister was interested in. And when my friends ask me about Joey, I have one thing to say. He's genuinely a good guy. I am so happy the two of you found each other. There is a way that the two of you operate that just seems to click. The way you can quietly look at something, not say a word, and there's just communication. Angie and James, I think I can speak for the rest of the Reynoldses and all the rest of us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Your warmth, you've been extremely welcoming, and getting to meet you all this time is an absolute joy. Even Sophia approves of being carried by you, rocked to sleep at 10 o'clock at night. And Joey and Makayla, you guys are about to enter an amazing chapter of your life. I wish you all the best. And if today is any indication of something, it is that you guys are loved by everyone in this room and surrounded by love, wrapped in love, will continue to live in love. And when the world tries its best to find its way to test you, come back to moments like these, and it'll all make sense. So let us all raise a glass to my little monkey and my new brother. Thank you.